Hello my dear health seekers, Inga from Health Origins here. So today I'm really happy to be sharing my Seitan sausages with you, and we're gonna keep them soy free for people with soy allergies. So let's begin. So basically this base, for this base you could use a few different things. So I have 1 can of kidney beans that I've rinsed and drained. So you could use black beans or even chickpeas for this. So any kind of bean will pretty much work. So and you're gonna need a food processor for this ideally. You could potentially make this with a stick blender too, or even in a normal blender too, but I feel like that that the food processor definitely works the best. So I'm just gonna add my can of kidney beans into my food processor. Then I have half of a very large sweet potato. You could actually use a full potato as well actually, but I'm using another half for another recipe, so I'm just gonna put half of a sweet potato in here. Okay, so this is basically the base, and then we've also got vital wheat gluten, because that's like the Seitan sausages we're going to be making. However, for this to be a really tasty vegan sausage, you need to spice it really well, because otherwise it'll be pretty bland. So because we're not using soy sauce, so you could use some soy sauce or miso paste, and you could also use a bit of tofu to add to the base too if you are not allergic to soy. However, we're just gonna skip that for this time. So what we're gonna need to add to spice this, we're gonna need to add like mushroom flavored things, because that also gives that yummy umami taste. So I've got here some porcini dried mushrooms that I blended up in my little spice grinder here. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of mushroom powder here. And then I also have a callo mushroom cube. So this is like, you know, stock cubes you can get. So this is the mushroom tasting one. It smells really good. So I'm just gonna crumble that in. Okay, so then I've got pulled pork seasoning here to use up, but basically you could use a combination of maybe a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and maybe even half a teaspoon of cumin. So you could you know, mix up and make your own this kind of blend. So I'm going to use a good tablespoon of these spices, and these are without salt. So we're also going to be needing about a teaspoon of salt here. So I'll add a teaspoon of salt. And then we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper. So I'll add a few grains here. If you like black pepper and you like your sausages spicy, for example, you can add a bit more. Or actually, if you want, you know, you like really spicy sausages, that you can always add a bit of chili flakes or cayenne powder. So a few grains here, and then what we're going to need is to make a flavorful paste as well. So in fact, actually I forgot, so this is another bit of a dry ingredient that I've got. So to make it extra kind of red looking, you know, more sausagey looking, especially if you're going to use like chickpeas, for example, which would, you know, work out to be quite, you know, light looking. So if you want it to be like a bit of darker, then you can always put, in fact, I think sausages, like pork sausages, are normally quite light anyway, so that would work out probably better without. Yeah, because you do get beef sausages, so if you are going for kind of chorizo based or beef kind of style sausages, you can always add a little bit, either maybe a few slices of actual beetroot, or like cooked beetroot, or beetroot juice powder. So I use this for sweet and savory. I'll keep this without at the minute, you know, but you can add it if you wanted to. And I buy things like this and other dry ingredients from buywholefoodsonline.com. So I'll link to this beetroot juice powder. It's great to add to burgers as well for the red color, because it's all just natural beetroot juice powder, you know, so it's just pulverized, dried up and pulverized beetroot juice powder. So yeah, so we'll not include that, but to finish, before we blend this up, we need a flavorful paste which we're going to combine from 3 things at this time. So you could use a bit of sweet chili sauce as well if you have some, but I'm using about a tablespoon of onion relish here. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of mustard. If you're allergic to mustard, obviously omit it, or if you're not a fan, but to be honest, you don't really taste it in the finished product, so don't worry. It adds just that little bit of kind of, I don't know, it really adds to the flavor, so I would suggest adding the mustard. And then the rest I'll fill up with ketchup. So I'm using about maybe 1/4 cup of flavorful liquid. So this is 1/3 cup, so I'll not do it full, but yeah, so quite a little bit of ketchup, because ketchup gives that extra umami taste as well. Or you could add a bit of tomato paste instead as well, instead of ketchup. So added that there. And now I'm just gonna close the lid, and I'm gonna process it until it's kind of getting into smooth consistency. So it's been half a minute so far, and you might need to actually stop it a few times and scrape the sides to make sure everything blends up evenly. And then continue. Right, so this is ready now. So it's looking fairly smooth. That's what you want. So I'm gonna take my blade out, and I'm gonna transfer this blended mass into a bowl. So you could potentially add the vital wheat gluten into the food processor. However, I find that a lot of times my food processor struggles to mix with, like, you know, with gluten, because it's quite stringy, and if you add quite a bit, then it really can kind of damage your food processor. So I prefer just to mix the gluten with my hands. So yeah, I'm just gonna pour the vital wheat gluten powder into the wet mix, and carefully mix it, and make sure you don't go too I can't even say it, go too vigorous. Yeah, because then all the powder can just be spilling all over. And then once you mix the most you can with a spatula, I like just going in with my clean hands and kind of mixing it like I would bread dough. And these are going to be like kind of your harder, like hot dog sausages, if you like. If you want softer sausages, then maybe add just 1 cup of vital wheat gluten. So yeah, so this feels like really nice and smooth now. It feels quite cohesive dough, and we're going to be making sausages from this, so I need to prepare what we're going to be wrapping them in. So I've got the sheets prepared. So what I do, I have a piece of parchment paper, and then I put them together with a sheet of foil, yeah, so silver foil. The reason why I use two, I don't want my food touching aluminium foil, and then obviously I need aluminium foil for a little bit of structure, so that whatever shape I make, it kind of stays, because this would kind of entangle a little bit. So I use double method, and basically just dividing this dough into equal pieces. So I think I can make like 3 sausages out of that bit. So I'm gonna divide it this further into 3 pieces, and just roll the sausage. So just make a nice shape. Yeah, I think the texture was actually definitely better last time when I made it with the full sweet potato. So yeah, don't skimp on your sweet potato. I think it works out slightly better because this is quite spongy already. It's going to be a little bit tough. These sausages, they'll be like quite firm if you like. So it depends how you like your sausages, I guess. But yeah, I think next time I would definitely put the whole sweet potato like I did last time. And then once you have a shape that you like, just wrap it tightish, not like overly tight, but you know, tight enough. And then do it like sweets, you know, so like the old style wrapper kind of sweets. And then we're going to be adding, because I'm going to be steaming those in my Instant Pot. Actually, I'll probably do it either on high pressure for an hour, or I might do a steaming for an hour. I think I'll do high pressure, but you can just do it in a normal you know, pot, steaming with the steaming insert, and steam it for, I would say, about an hour 20 minutes, because for me it'll be enough 1 hour in the Instant Pot, because it's like, you know, obviously high pressure. Or you could also do in a closed tin in the oven. So you would need to put maybe half of the tin of water, place these in because you want it to steam, and then close the lid on top. And you could also do that in the oven at about 200 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so you know, there's 3 ways of you can do it. So I'm just going to do it in my Instant Pot. So I'll form the rest of the sausages. So I'm doing my sausages quite like thick style, but if you like obviously yours a little bit thinner, then you know, roll this out into like thinner pieces, because they'll also gonna expand just a little bit once it steams. So this is the last piece. So now these are going to be going into my Instant Pot pressure cooker, or you could steam yours like I mentioned before. So I can't wait to taste these vegan sausages once they come out. So there we go. This is next morning. So these have steamed and actually rested all night. So we'll you know, it's like Easter eggs, like we used to unwrap them, you know, when I was non-vegan, when I used to dye eggs with some skins, you know, onion skins and things, and it was like the best part to actually unwrap them and see what they like. So
sweet.
So yeah. So these are the sausages, so that looks good. And it is a firmer one this time because I've added half less of the sweet potato with the same amount of gluten. So this is kind of like your firmer sausage, not your soft usual ones that you're used to. So if you wanted softer one, then definitely add the full large sweet potato. But
so you we'll just it's the wheat the wheat gluten that gives it its structure.
Yeah.
So the ratio of that to your other ingredients. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Is this mine?
Yeah, so let's taste them. They're just kind of off warm, lukewarm, but But yeah, let's give it a go. Wow.
Tasty. Very tasty.
So flavorful, actually.
Oh.
Aren't they?
Wow.
Oh wow.
I'm happy with that, yeah.
I think this is so far the most flavorful sausage I made.
Do you think that would be like sliceable?
Well, that's what I just did.
I mean, like
I just sliced it.
like long thin slices. I mean, like so you could put it in sandwiches.
So actually, this kind of batter, instead of making into small bits, you could have wrapped it as a one big kind of loaf or ham or whatever you like, you know, and then you could just slice it for sandwiches. I mean, even now you could slice it really thinly like that and add it to sandwiches as well. It's kind of like almost like a salami.
So you could do it like they do in the kebab shops. You could have it like on a thing.
Yeah, you could peel it off as well as for kebab. So yeah, so this is a very versatile mixture. So you could do it into like sausages. Yeah, you can do it either into sausages or kebab or kind of like a roast thing or like a ham thing. So this is quite, you know, a firm texture, which I like because you miss the texture. Mark misses a little bit of a chewy texture of meat sometimes, right?
Well, it's not necessarily of meat. I mean, obviously, you with kind of raw vegetables, you can get a bit of a bite. It's just that, you know, when you're having things like stews and curries, you know, a lot of the time, if you're not putting in something like that, then they can be quite mushy, a lot of them, you know, so they don't have that kind of bite to them. So that's kind of what I meant by that. It's not that
it's nice to have different kind of texture, you know, to add into your meals. So we don't indulge in the kind of seitan, you know, goods too often, but it's nice to have that and add it to. So you could, you know, slice it up into like little dice and put it in any stews or you know, stir fries and things like that as well. So basically just use it where you would use some ham or that kind of thing. Yeah, so this is it, guys. I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you're new here, welcome to the channel and subscribe for more videos just like this on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And as always, remember, food is fuel.
So be mindful of what you put in the body.
Yes, until next time.
Bye, guys.